Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the workshop area, and I've got an interesting project that's going to be probably a series of videos, and in this particular video I'm just going to introduce and kind of show everything that is going to happen here. So this will be kind of a short video, hopefully not drag it out too long, and then I'll kind of bring you along step by step along the way here. But something I've never done, but something I've been asked to do, and is put together a guitar kit. So I'm going to show you. This was ordered, and I'll put the link down for those of you watching. Again, as I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, I've got I've added some camera stuff. So right now I've got a camera up there so you guys can see down on the bench, and then a camera over here for you guys to kind of see across this way. And when I edit the videos and stuff, I'll put it together. So hopefully it makes a little bit of sense. But trying out some new equipment, so hopefully that works out. But what we've got here is a guitar kit. This is a guitar kit made by, I believe this was ordered from Fretwire.com. And show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to set this box off to the side for now, and I'll go ahead and just show you the kit. And this is the bag of hardware that comes with the kit. We'll open that, see what's in there. That's something I ordered. So here we go. Here is the Fretwire.com is where this was ordered. Instructions, wiring diagrams are available on their website. I have not looked at that yet. What I'm going to do, the wiring, I'm going to explain to you. I'm doing my own wiring. We're going to use a vintage Gibson style wiring, so I have all of that downloaded. So that's all that comes in here as far as any kind of paperwork. So you get a bag of goodies. It looks like strings and knobs and tuners and pickups. And then here is the neck. And looks really nice. Have to work on the fret ends just a little bit. I can feel those, but probably going to do a fret leveling anyway. I picked up, this is a 12-inch radius. I picked up a 12-inch radius block, and so we'll probably do a good fret leveling so we can get a nice setup on this. Anyway, it's pretty beefy as far as the neck block. This gets glued into the guitar, so I'll show you that. But it's got some nice, looks like some nice inlay. Yeah, looks nice. It's got mother of pearl and looks like some abalone in there. It's nice. I've already had this out of the box. It comes with this plastic nut on here, and I've already tapped that off. Does have a truss rod. See that? I'll show you from above there, and then from the other camera there, it does have a truss rod, so it'll go there. But the plastic nut is going away. I'll show you what we're going to do in place of that in just a bit. So there's the neck. We're also going to reshape this headstock to a little different shape. We're going to be filling these holes here because I've got some different tuners that I'm going to use as well. So there's the neck. Here's the body of the guitar. let me get this box out of the way. Maybe that'll help us here. I'm going to just sit that down. Those of you looking overhead will get a nice look at it. Looks nice. It's got some nice figuring in the wood. Binding looks really nice on here as well. Don't see anything that looks like it's going to cause us any kind of an issue here at all. We might have to do a little bit of cleanup here in the neck, where the neck glues on the back part looks a little rough, so we may sand that or use a file or something and clean that up just a little bit. We may have to do a little bit of fill work around where the neck goes in. What I'm going to do is just slide the neck in there just to kind of see how it fits. What you want is a nice, pretty snug fit when you glue everything together. It actually feels that we're going to have a really nice tight neck joint. So we might have to do a little work to get everything nice and smooth, but that's to be expected. I mean, after all, it is a kit. Not going to just glue it together and have it be perfect. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be really nice. And what we'll do, what's going to take the longest is, that's interesting. There's actually, looks like, I'll have to check that out a little closer. It actually looks like there's binding around the F-hole slot. Interesting, okay? But yeah, again, these aren't just, you do have to do some work. So that's going to be a nice tight joint. You do have to do some work to get this. This needs some profiling, so some sanding. Take care of that. Neck feels pretty good. As I mentioned, we're going to redo a little bit of we're going to put a little different design up here on the headstock, and we're going to put a water slide logo with the person that's getting this. It'll have his initials in there, and then we'll finish over it. It'll look really nice in there. Let's see. So yeah, the body looks great. We'll tape off all of this binding and little spot right there. It's a little bit raised. Might have to do a little bit of work there to even that out, but that'll be okay. No big deal. No big deal at all. So yeah, that as far as the kit itself goes, looks really nice. All right, so let's open the bag of goodies here and see. There's my scissors. And toward the end of November here in central Illinois, and it is cold and have a little bit of snow and ice on the ground. I'm not sure how it is where you guys are, but I hope you're staying warm and all that. So this just to tell you what, I forget the exact model of this kit, so I'll look it up and I'll put it as an overlay on the video just so you know the model number, and then I'll also put a link to it down in the description of the video so you have that. All right, so here's the tuners, and I haven't checked these out. My plan was to use, I took some tuners off of a Taylor and did an upgrade. So I'm not sure. I might use those. These to me seem like they have a lot of play in them, so I don't know. I'll compare them and we'll see. So there are the tuners. If I use these, then you know, we don't have to fill or anything, but the guy that we're doing this for is going to want to play this, so definitely he's actually in our band. So if you've watched the band video that I uploaded, he plays guitar in our band, so he's going to want to play this. And let's see, so those are, that comes with the tuners, so we'll see whether or not we'll use those. Here are the pickups, and FC, looks like on the back it's got some numbers, FC50 and FC52. So one will be a neck pickup, the other will be a bridge pickup. We are not using these. I've ordered some different pickups that we're going to use. I'll show those to you in just a minute, but this is what comes with the kit. Here's another bag of goodies that has knobs, looks like a 3-way switch, the saddle, some screws, knobs, that sort of thing. So, and here's another pack of goodies, the truss rod cover, some screws and pots and other things to mount the, here's the pick guard that goes on there, and it looks kind of rough, but it's just a plastic thing over the top, so once we peel that off it'll look nice. So that'll go somewhere up, I think it goes somewhere in that neck of the woods there. So we got that. We've got the tailpiece. So tailpiece will go right. Looks like it's got a little scratch on it there. Maybe we can polish that out. If not, we may have to contact Fretwire people and have them send us another one that doesn't have a scratch on it, but I'll see what I can do with that before I... And then here's a guitar cord that we more than likely won't use. So there's the bag of goodies, and again, that came with the plastic nut. Now here we go. Let me, again, that's a 12-inch radius block. That up here, somewhere out of the way. Let me show you what it is that we're going to actually use for the guitar. I've been trying to clean up and organize the workshop. It's been a mess. So here's what we're going to use to replace that plastic nut. And this is just a bone. It's a natural, unbleached bone, and it's a nut blank. So what we'll do is that'll go in here, and we'll carve a nut to go back on there. We'll make it the same shape and all of that. So we'll cut that down and file it and put the slots in it, all that. I'll bring you along for the ride on that. So it's going to get a new bone nut. We're actually going to use Fender pots, 500K pots, to do the wiring. So there's 4 of those, 2 volume and 2 tone. An output jack. This, I believe, is a Switchcraft. It's Fender packaged, but Switchcraft makes these. So all, as far as the wiring, we basically are using nothing from the kit for the wiring. We're going to use some pretty high quality stuff there. So 4 pots, 500K pots for that. Here are the pickups that I ordered. They're by Seymour Duncan Vintage Blues set 59, I believe is what they are. And then we will wire all this up. The interesting part's going to be getting it in this archtop body, getting all of this installed. But that'll be fun. So there are the pickups, vintage 59 Seymour Duncans, humbuckers, of course, is what would be in this hollow body guitar. So that's the electronics, the bone nut, and then let's see, we got a couple more packages here. One of these should be yep. These are for the tone pots. These are the oil-filled capacitors that we'll use for the, I'll explain all that when we get further into the video, but they're actually oil-filled caps. I'll explain all that when we, like I said, when we get to there. But that's part of the electronics. The capacitor is what controls the range of tone and all of that. So that goes with the electronic part of the setup. So go away. And then this guy here should be, we're going to use braided wire to wire everything, and I'm guessing, since that's the part of the electronics I haven't seen yet, guessing that's what's in this little package here. Yep, there's our Switchcraft 3-way switch. So that'll be good for that. And then here is our, I actually bought 6 feet, which is going to be way more than we need, but single conductor, shielded, cable, braided, vintage style guitar wire, and that's what we'll be hooking everything together. We'll actually wire everything outside the guitar and then install it. And this is going to be a neat project. The hardest part, or I want to say the hardest, well, probably the hardest part is actually going to be the finish on the guitar. And we're going to have to, of course, do some sanding and get this really smooth. We'll probably start with like a 220 and then take it up to, we'll go 220, 320, apply the color that we're going to do. It's going to be kind of a, I think what I've been told, I haven't gotten it yet, but I think I've been told it's a kind of a reddish brown color. So we'll tape off all of this binding all the way around on both sides, and then we'll do the same thing on the neck. We'll tape off the binding, the fretboard, and all of that. I'm not sure. I know the headstock will match the color of the body here. Just not sure about the back. I think we talked about doing a lighter version of the color. I'll have to confirm that. But again, I'm going to bring you along for the journey on all of that. Should be a neat project. Like I said, I've never done kit before. I've never put one of these together, so we'll see how it goes. And if you can see this here, maybe I'll try to zoom in, show you that. We're going to have to do a little bit of cleanup on that. The back part of that slot is kind of rough, not too bad. Maybe some little bit of filing, maybe a little bit of sandpaper, take care of that, smooth that off, just so we have surface to glue to when we slide everything in. Yeah, I think it's going to come together nice. I think we have everything we need. Again, I want to check on the tuners. I'll let you know about that. So that's it at this point. I think the cut we're going to make across here is going to be more to resemble more of the Gibson style headstock. So we'll come up and I'll draw this out and cut it, and then we'll have to do some sanding and all of that. But it'll probably come from a point here, arch up, and then there's this little kind of M shape in the middle back down. But we'll get a template or something made. I'll do some measuring and pull that into Photoshop or something and get a template made that's the size we need to match the width up here, and then trace it out, cut it. That'll be no problem there at all. A little bit of cleanup to do here. But everything should come together and work out really nice. It looks like a really nice kit for those of you maybe looking to do something like this. You know, looks like a really nice kit. Again, I'll put the link to it in the description. And my guess is, you know, like I said, I'm not using a lot of this electronics stuff. But if you were going to start out and just kind of on a budget, I'm sure you could start out with everything that came in the kit and then upgrade as you needed to along the way, and that would at least get you in the guitar fairly cheap. I want to say the kit is around $250 or so shipped, and then we probably spent, I don't want to say as much, but almost as much on the electronics as we did on the kit. So once we get everything done, we'll probably have $425 total in all of this, and that doesn't include my time, by the way. But it looks like a nice kit, and we'll make some progress on it. That again is on my list of things to work on over the next few weeks. So I'll bring you along and keep you informed along the way, kind of show you what I'm going to do, and see if I've got these other, yeah, these are the tuning machines, tuners, whatever you want to call them, that I took off of a Taylor. I did an upgrade on a Taylor, and these are the tuners. I'm thinking about using these on that on this neck instead of, yeah, I think I am. See, there's no play. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's no play in the tuning post. The tuner I pulled out of the kit had all kinds of play in it, and this does not. So I think I've already made my decision. I'm going to use these in here. We may have to do some modifications to the headstock to get them to fit, because I haven't measured anything or anything like that. But yeah, I think we're going to do that and get and use those. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and put these in the box so I know where they are, and everything that goes with the guitar is there. I'm going to go ahead and close this part of the video. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you like the new view. I've kind of given you an overhead view of my workbench here, and then the other camera that I've been using from kind of the side view here. So yeah, we should end up with a really nice playable guitar, good sounding, because the electronics, of course, are going to make this thing sound really, really good. But I'll bring you along every step of the way. I may not film me doing everything, but I will bring you along for bits and pieces so you can at least see what's going on as far as the staining, finishing, and all of that. Because we do want to go for a fairly. I've already talked with the person I'm doing this for. We're doing a fairly shiny finish. My recommendation was to do a matte type finish because it's easier to get a really good finish, since I don't have a body shop here, spray booth, and all that stuff. So everything's going to be a hand finish. So a matte finish would be a lot easier to get to come out really nice, but they want a shinier finish, so we're going to do that. I've tested some products. Oh, let me show you that real quick, by the way. This is not the exact finish that we're going with, but I've done some testing. Let's see if you can. If I can get you in the camera there. So there's, and I'm probably just, I just cut this out of some spruce that I had laying around. It's a jumbo shape, and then played around with some finish that I had here at the house. So that's kind of what we're going for. The exact color is going to be a little different because they have a different color stain, but that's the look that we're going for. And you know, real kind of shiny, glossy type guitar. So I think we're going to be okay achieving that. Like I said, it just takes a little more time and effort to get it to come out like this. But so I played around with that. So I'm glad I showed you that there. And that's what we're going to shoot for as far as the finish goes. So it should look nice, and I'll bring you, like I said, I'll bring you along for the journey on this. It's going to be multiple parts. I'm not sure when I'll get started, but it'll be multiple parts. The first thing that we're going to do is, before we do any of the electronic stuff, the first thing we're going to do is start shaping everything. We're going to shape the headstock and do some final kind of profiling and sanding, and start jumping in and do the finish work on the guitar, because that's the part that's going to take the longest. So thanks for joining me. I'll bring you back in the next video and bring you along for the ride. So see you next time. Thanks for watching.